Well, hello YouTube. I have not posted properly in a long time, and what better way to bring you to the more focused direction I want my channel to be is more interiors. Still want to do some fashion and beauty, but my passion is interiors. If you don't follow my home account, I will leave that down below. So this room I am sat on the floor of is one of our spare rooms. We have 3 bedrooms in our house. We bought this house a year ago. It's about to be my 30th birthday in a week's time. I have some surprise guests, and instead of them just staying in an ugly room on an airbed on the floor, I thought, why not flip this room in a week? I did actually have a little bit longer, but it's taken me a while to actually clear this room. It was filled with stuff. My plans for this room isn't to properly decorate it, because if I was doing that I would take off the wallpaper, and this is wood chip wallpaper, and I mean this is a big job that I could not do even in 2 weeks. So I'm just going to paint over it. So paint the walls, paint the skirting. I'll just paint all the woods. I'm going to leave the door. I really like the doors as they are. I'm going to rip up this carpet. Wait till I show you how they put this carpet down. Paint the floors. And not white, I'm going to paint it a colour. So you will see some before clips, then we'll get straight into me doing it, some time lapses, and then very satisfying the after. And that's in no time for you, but a week of blood, sweat and tears for me. Oh my god, look at the state of this carpet. There's no point me even hoovering this carpet because I'm about to rip it up, but I could always notice you can see the floorboards underneath. I found that quite strange. And I'll show you why. So in the corner, I have ripped it up. This is really weird. Usually carpet has, you know, like the wood strips with the spikes on, and there's like proper underlay. This is the carpet, straight on the floor. Little paint sample of what I'm planning to do there. But this room hasn't really changed since we moved in. All I've done is these built-in, it's not even a wardrobe, it's not even thick enough, but I've painted that white. Originally it was this warm pine colour. So I'll give you a little overview. So from the door, I love the detail in this archway here. They have it next door as well. But yeah, the colour palette of this room, I'm not really sure. First thing I had to do was rip up the carpet. I'm actually really glad it was just stuck down with tape, because it was really easy to pull up and then drag out of the room. Next job was to take off all of the tape, hoover up the residue, and then with a scraper, scrape it all off, all the way around the room, which took a very long time. I did have a guest to pop in and say hi, make me some tea. Next, I removed the old blue curtains. I did not like the blue theme in this room, so off they went. All the picture hooks were to go next, because there's a picture rail, you don't need to put holes in the wall. To protect the floor, whilst I painted the walls, I stuck down this masking tape which already has plastic on it. Really, really handy, really inexpensive. And you just roll it out, put down a sheet and wiped down all of the woodwork, and off I go with painting. The first coat I just chucked on the wall just to get some paint on. And I did this all around the room. As you can see, painting with a roller is so quick and easy. It's just the cutting in, which is always the bit that takes longer. For the woodwork, I did just slap on the paint. I didn't prime. If you were to do this properly, you should prime before you paint. This is the morning of day 2. I think it does need maybe one more coat. There's just a few patches. The skirting needs another coat. Fireplace. The skirting and fireplace has had 2, the walls has had 2. It's looking so much brighter, it looks so good. Radiator needs more coats, that's only had 1. Here it's a little bit patchy. To be fair, I could get away with it like this. And then my plan for here is to paint these bricks black, and the fire back as well, paint that black, just so it looks nice and fresh and neat. I do have some white chalk paint, so I may use that on the fireplace just because it's more opaque, and then I won't have to keep going on with more coats. I have been lazy and I haven't primed, so people are watching and cringing. Yes, I know, I didn't prime the wood, I did just paint on top. If I was using chalk paint, that would have been completely fine. Also a tip so you don't have to keep washing out your brushes when you're finished for the day if you're going to paint the next day. Just wrap everything up in a plastic bag and you're good to go. Onto some filling. At some point there seems to have been a shelf on the wall. I probably should have removed the plug, but I just filled it in and painted on top. For the fireplace, I didn't like the bricks. They were also painted on top, the weird red. I don't know, it was all just a mess. I had some leftover black stove paint, so I painted the brickwork and the fire back inside, just in case if I use a biethanol firebox, then I can use it and it'll be fire safe. I decided to paint the pitch rail because it was such an off-white, I needed it to match. I cleared out the room, removed all of the plastic sheeting, and hoovered ready to paint the floor. This paint went on very easily. Just slap it on. The first coat you always have to put it on a little bit thicker because the wood does soak it up. That one can painted so much. Look at all that floor. I did paint the room with a brush, but I later decided to use a roller for the second coat. Good morning. This is day 3. This is how good the floor is looking. I love it. The coverage of one coat is really good. I was really impressed with how much like one can of paint did to like here, and they aren't like the largest cans. So second coat I'm gonna do with a roller on a pole. That'll be much quicker, especially now I've got the first coat. First coat always takes the longest because the wood sort of kind of soaks it up. I don't know what colour to do the hearth. In the future, I'd really like to do some stenciling so it look like tiles. I only had a small foam roller, so I popped that onto a pole. It was so much quicker. I still did use a brush for the edges. I painted the half so it matched as well. Second coat is done, so whilst I wait for that to dry, I have more painting I can do. In here is our very awful turquoise bathroom. If anything, the colour is probably looking better on camera than it is in person. This room needs complete renovation, new floor, the walls redone, completely changed. I'm just going to paint the walls white and hopefully that will make it look a little bit better. So I've just gone round and covered everything I don't want to get splattered. As you can see, I don't care about the bidet actually leak. And can we demonstrate how wonky our floors are? I highly recommend painting with a pole. It is a game changer. This is the bathroom after 2 coats. There's a bit I couldn't reach, so I'll have to get Paul to do that at some point. I haven't finished cutting in around most of it. Now let's build some furniture. Oh, but this is very heavy. How am I going to get my hands under there? Once all that had happened, we put the bed together, which didn't take that much time. It was mainly doing the slats, but we got there. And then it was building the bedside tables. We did one each. Paul did beat me to it. Everything is a competition. Day 4, here is a better look at the floor. This is with the 2 coats all dry. You saw last night we were building the furniture. So we are very lucky that Argos has provided some of the furniture. They've gifted us some stuff. So I'm doing some work with them on my Instagram. I thought I would just record this as an extra, but this isn't part of the job. So far, bed, drawers, I've just put this to the side for now. But Paul helped me, I definitely couldn't lift that by myself because I wanted to get a picture of myself with the pink floor. You can see these drawers, the wood doesn't go with the door. So I'm gonna paint the drawers black. When we do the master bedroom, these will be the drawers we'll have beside the bed. I wanted black ones and I think I'll spray the handles gold. For the bed, I'm thinking painting it black, but leaving this, the wood color, and this middle one here. So it'll be two-tone black and wood, but the wood goes perfectly with the door. So the paint was kindly gifted to me. This is by Frenchic. This is Loaf in black. I'm just going to do a matte black. They are people who kindly gifted me the pink for the floor. The floor was from the Alfresco range, which is outside, so it's very hard wearing. This is from the Lazy range, so no priming required. So I'll just paint straight on top of these, just make sure that they're clean. First I started with inside and then moved on to the edges. If you paint this thick enough, you can do this in one coat, but I definitely needed 2. Here we are building drawers. These are great for storage and they fit perfectly in the alcove. I really like the feet on them, very mid-century modern. For the bed, I am painting the frame, but I am leaving some of it, so it's still wood, so it works really well with the door, and I love how it came out. It looks so, so good. In the morning, we put everything into place and made the bed. So all of the bedding is Argos. At the time I did forget a bed sheet, but I did later go back and get one to complete the bedding. And of course we had to try it out. Got the gold spray paint out for the handles and also for the curtain pulls. Fixed the handle to the bedside tables, they really completed the drawers. This is the first time I've actually done a lamp. It was really straightforward. These curtains are from our dining room. I'm glad I kept them. They work in here perfectly. And there's me just faffing around sorting them. First thing I used to style this room is this basket. I think it worked perfectly here. Off those hooks go, I popped on a over the door hook, perfect for dressing gowns. Now to style the fireplace, you need a mirror on top, some plants and some candles, but I wanted some black ones, so I painted some. With prints, I quite like them lent and it stops you putting holes in the wall. I was just going around furnishing and adding all my final touches and comfy features for its final reveal. Here's a reminder of the sorry state that I was working with. Are you ready for the reveal? Look at the floor. Let me know in the comments what your favourite part of this room is. That blue and the wood. Now it's very neutral and calming with the statement floor and statement bed. I think it's come together perfectly. I think this is one of my favourite views of the bedroom. It does look very sophisticated, pared back, but still playful with its textures, the wood tones and the gold finishes. I mean, can you tell I'm proud of this area? There are so many views of the bed. I'm glad I have been able to make use of the alcove and turn that rather sorry looking fireplace into something a lot prettier and more of a focal point that it really should be. Thought I would give you a little walk through and talk a little bit more about the stuff in this room, and also about the sections I was trying to create. I did feel like this wall was very empty and I wanted something here, but I didn't want drawers or anything that felt like it obstructed your view and your entrance. So I thought a bench worked well, especially, you could see under the legs. Also an area of storage, so I popped a basket on there, we could just pop things in there. It's also a nice space to sit. Your guests can put their stuff there. I have one of the Argos rugs here, it's really, really soft. I have one on the other side of the bed, so just when you get out of bed, it's something nice and soft to put your feet on. I have a rug here just to give an anchor to in front of the fireplace. But here is the storage. These are Argos drawers. I have some old prints. So this originally was in our other bedroom. So my theory with this was I was looking at this side of the room and I felt like it was lacking more injection of black. Especially with the pink floor, I didn't want it to look too girly, so I thought the black gave it more edge. So I really wanted a larger photo that had a lot of black elements into it. So there's a nice kind of triangle format. So I think that flows really well. Over here I have a faux plant. I'm tempted to spray the bottom of this gold, because obviously there's lots of gold around here. This grid was originally copper and I've just painted it black. I think that just adds a little bit more structure and again more contrast to the black and white gold kind of theme I've got here. So here I've just got some makeup bits, some perfumes, just some little display items. By the fireplace I've just styled it with some candles. I have another faux planter. This is just great if you personally can't keep real plants alive. So I have this one here, this one, those are both faux, and then all the others are real. So here, this is a silver falls. This is meant to be really great for hanging baskets. It was really inexpensive, something like £1, and that's grown really, really long. We have a string of hearts, really easy to grow, and then just a little mister. At some point I really want to stencil here, but for now I've just painted it the same colour as the floor. The candles, originally I had some pink ones, but I just felt like I was introducing too much pink and it felt too girly and young. So I just got some other plain white candles and painted them with the same paint I painted the furniture. Obviously do not burn painted candles. Over here I have a succulent. It looks like a cactus. This is actually a form of succulent. This one is a cactus. Just have an old basket. Inside I have some games and stuff. So you can actually use it as storage, extra cushions, blankets, and these are the old curtains I recycled. A spider plant, again, just adding some more life, and spider plants do well kind of in low light, so I don't really know how much light it will get on that side of the curtain. As you can see, I really like prints in the room, not always on the wall but leaning. So the other one was on the floor, this one's leaning against the radiator. I just felt like it gave something to this blank part of the wall. For here I have some pampas grass. This was from the lounge I stole, but I really think this just adds some nice height, so it leads your eye up. It gives something with the corner but not being too busy. I was tempted to put prints above the bed, but I just felt like the bed and the bedside tables are more of the talking point and the statement pillow, so I didn't want anything up there, but I think the print there balances it out. I really love how I painted the frame of the bed black but keeping some of the wood, so it ties in really well with the door. I have the hook above the door, so you have storage. I'd probably put 2 there for guests. Bedside tables look amazing black, the pops of gold from spray painting the handles. These lamps are old. I got them from Argos many years ago. They had copper bases, so I just spray painted them gold so they'd match. And I styled it really simply, just some nice black items, so it had that sophisticated element. So I have the 2 pillowcases. This is a king size duvet, just because it feels so luxurious, and I love how it goes off the ends of the bed rather than seeing the frame still. I think that's really nice. So on here I've got, these are placemats. They're actually upside down, so black side facing up, but just so when people put stuff down onto the bedside tables, it's not onto the painted wood, so the wood is protected. Under the bed I slid some storage, so if you have things you want to keep out of sight, out of mind, just pop it under the bed, they'll never know. I really love this fringe light because when I turn the light on, it has a beautiful effect. It looks like a interesting wallpaper. It gives a nice soft atmosphere. That is the end of my room tour, room reveal, room makeover. I did this in 5 days. They were long days, but I was so ahead of schedule. I did paint the bathroom, as you saw. I can show you that now, actually. That is just white for now, just so it's livable, because I could not be dealing with that turquoise. Paul actually really loves this room, and he wants us to move into here for this to be our bedroom until the master's done. But I hope you enjoyed it. Lots of other things I want to do. I think powder room next. Got master bedroom, maybe a bit more styling or a bit more updating in the bathroom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one.